Let's talk about eclipse season, October 2023. We have a new moon solar eclipse in Libra, October 14th, and a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, October 28th. And as always, of course, I'll be doing separate videos for you on each of these eclipses, but I wanted to give you a preview. October 2023 eclipse season is the first time that we're going to have eclipses connected to the nodes of the moon in Aries and Libra. The north node is now in Aries, the south node is now in Libra, and this occurred in June of this year. So these are the first set of eclipses that will be conjunct the nodes of the moon in their new signs. And this is significant because if you watched my video on the lunar nodes changing signs, you know that I'm calling this time driven to succeed, with the north node in fiery, independent, ambitious, freedom-seeking Aries. We want to do something that we've never done before. We want to step out. We are driven to have a successful endeavor, a successful relationship, to make more money, to build that house, to take that trip. It's going to be different for everyone depending on where the nodes of the moon are transiting in your natal astrology chart. Right now, we're in retrograde season. We have 7 planets in retrograde or about to go retrograde. Jupiter and Uranus are about to go retrograde. We will then have 7 planets retrograde plus Chiron also retrograde. So this is the perfect time for us to be looking back and making changes, reviewing, reassessing, reflecting. It's a huge time of reflection and looking forward to what we want to create in the fall, in our future. And very soon we're going to have both Venus, which has been retrograde for some time, going direct and leaving its post-shadow period and going into new territory, as well as Mercury. Mercury will also station direct and leave its post-shadow period by the time we get to eclipse season. So by the time we get to eclipse season, all of the personal planets will be direct. And we're going to be ready to go. We're going to be ready to take action. And of course, eclipse season push us into action. If we have been complacent, if we have procrastinated too much, if we've been so much in our comfort zone or stubborn about creating change, eclipse season is the universe's way of saying, I'm going to support you by nudging you or pushing you or catapulting you into a brand new chapter of your life. So as we are now in Venus retrograde and Mercury retrograde, this is a perfect time for us to get this preview of eclipse season, to prepare our minds, to program our minds even for soul-directed, soul-guided, soul-inspired change. Because the point of an eclipse is to align us with our soul's highest trajectory, with our truest path of deep soul fulfillment. And eclipses often bring karmic, fated, or destined events, occurrences, relationships even. And this is why I love astrology, because we can prepare for this time. We can see it coming. We can look at our natal astrology charts and see if these eclipses are affecting us personally and intensely, and prepare by doing the things we need to do to get our soil ready for these seeds that we're planting for the new beginnings, the bold, beautiful, bright, exciting new beginnings that are yet to come. So in this video, my friend, I want to share with you what you can expect, what is most important to know about these eclipses, who will feel most affected by the planetary movements going on. And as always, I'll be doing readings for all 12 signs. These are going to be a little bit different than usual. I'm going to touch on both eclipses, which houses, which areas of life you're going to experience both the solar eclipse in Libra and the lunar eclipse in Taurus. And as always, I will be pulling an oracle card for each of the 12 signs. So listen to your rising sign. These readings are based on your rising sign placement, based on the whole sign house system. You can listen to your sun and your moon sign as well for any additional intuitive messages that may come through the card readings. I also strongly encourage you to listen to the introduction to this video, because this is where I'm going to be giving you part 1 of your readings, the collective reading for everyone that is going to help you get a real feel for what these eclipses are about and how you can best work with the energies. So before I go further, I want to say hello and welcome if you're new to me. I'm so glad you found on my channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hello and welcome back to my subscribers. Those of you who've been watching my videos for some time, I am so grateful for you. I'm so happy to have you here. And a welcome and hello to my Sunday chat friends. I love communing with you every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Everyone is welcome to join us. This is when my videos generally go live and when we gather together in like-minded community. So if you see yourself as on a spiritual path, you're an empath perhaps, you're a highly sensitive person, you are on the path of ascension, or you're just now opening up to the whole world of astrology and empowerment, you're in the right place, my friend. I'm glad you found us. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. I'm Betsy Gutting. I am a psychic astrologer as well as an intuitive life coach. And I love to empower you through the astrology. In my videos, as well as my professional astrology consultations, I weave together spiritual insights, divine downloads, intuitive messages, as well as Western tropical astrology. So at the end of this video, I will be telling you more about my astrology consultations as well as my coaching, so you can get a sense of whether you feel called to work with me. And I also have a free gift for you. I will tell you all about that free gift at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And if you would like to receive my weekly inspirational astrology updates, you can sign up for those for free by going to my website. And when you subscribe for those free updates, you will also get an instant download of my free gift. So all eclipses come in pairs. A solar eclipse is always a new moon. A lunar eclipse is always a full moon. However, eclipses are significantly more potent than a regular new or full moon. Why is this? Because they are conjunct the lunar nodes. And when you have an eclipse conjunct the nodes of the moon, it feels amplified, it's catalytic, it pulls us into a new energy of change. It accelerates the path of our soul. Eclipses play out over a 6-month to 2-year period. So this means, for example, that the eclipses that we had in April, we had a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, April 20th, and we had a full moon lunar eclipse on May 5th in Scorpio. Those eclipses could very well be playing out for you in October, in this new eclipse season that we're about to have, October 2023. Or these eclipses could be continuously playing out, continually creating a story that will finally play out in 2025. But what's really important to know is that because the nodes of the moon shifted signs in June and they're now in fiery Aries, the north node, and airy Libra, relationship-focused Libra, the south node, we are now in a different kind of energy. It's quite transformational. It's about us really stepping out into the world. It's about us expressing our authenticity, our desire for freedom, our desire to make something of ourselves in some way. Because of this, we're going to feel this energy differently than we felt the energy of the eclipses over the past 2 years when the nodes were in Taurus and Scorpio. Taurus and Scorpio energy is fixed energy. It maintains the status quo. At least that's its goal, is to maintain the status quo. Now we have the nodes of the moon in cardinal signs. Cardinal signs initiate new things. Cardinal signs have a certain ambition to them. They're the go-getters of the zodiac. So these October eclipses that are conjunct the nodes of the moon in Aries and Libra are going to activate one specific area of life for you. And they also, for many of you, will activate a planet or planets. And this will determine how you feel this energy. If you have personal planets or points activated during an eclipse, you're much more likely to feel the change, the necessity for growth from an eclipse than if you had no aspects to a particular eclipse. And I'm going to give you an example. So let's go back for a moment to the eclipses of the spring of 2023, late April, early May. Looking at those eclipses will help us to see how we can apply them to our life and how we can apply these future eclipses that are about to happen in October to our specific life circumstances. So on April 20th, we had the Aries new moon solar eclipse. This eclipse activated within all of us a need for independence, for self-reliance, to muster our courage to step out, to reach for something, to do something perhaps differently than we've ever done it before. And this eclipse made a square to Pluto, and Pluto is about clearing out any unhealthy dependencies, habits, or behaviors. So because of this, you may have found yourself going through a real clearing, cleansing process in that April-May period. That eclipse in Aries, solar eclipse, which is new beginnings, it also aligned with Jupiter, which is about new horizons. Now, we also had a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio 2 weeks after that new moon eclipse, May 5th. Scorpio is about relationship energy. It is emotional security, emotional intimacy. It's a deep diving transformational energy. During that eclipse, we were releasing something, a behavior pattern, a way of being, where we may have settled for something that was not emotionally fulfilling. We were releasing emotional attachments that were not healthy for us, and it had to do with shared resources, time, money, energy, or simply intimate relationships. It brought to the fore our emotional needs. And really what this eclipse was trying to help us with is to increase our level of self-trust in relationships, the choices we make about what relationships are healthy and good for us and which ones aren't. So I invite you to look back and observe, reflect on what happened for you during that time. You might even want to go back and watch those eclipse videos to refresh your mind, watch your readings for those eclipses, because during that time our soul was calling us forward, but it was also asking us to release any patterns or dependencies that were unhealthy for us. And I'll give you a quick example from my own life because this may help you in your process of figuring out what that was about for you. So in my own life, I was having the Aries eclipse and the Scorpio eclipse on my 5th, 11th house axis. And the 11th house was where the Aries eclipse was. That was about friendships for me. In my 5th house, that was about intimate partnerships. So around the Aries eclipse time, I found out that some close friends were moving away, and those friendships would, for all intents and purposes, in terms of daily interaction, would be ending. And then around the Scorpio lunar eclipse time, which was my 5th house of intimate partnerships, love and romance, I had an opportunity for a romantic partnership that I could see would not be fulfilling for me. My own emotional needs would not get met from that relationship. However, it was quite alluring. There was a lot of attraction, and it was very hard for me to say no to, but I could see and feel that if I said yes, it would be draining for me. It would be draining on my energy. It would not be good for me. And so that was a time that I had to do a lot of releasing, a lot of letting go. How was it for you, my friend? If you went through a process of letting something go, cutting ties to something, that was the energy of that eclipse time. But at the same time, there was that Aries energy saying, you can have better, you can do better, you might have to be free and independent for a while, but you're going to get something good from following your own spirit, from trusting yourself. You're going to receive fulfillment if you go the distance. Aries energy is about going the distance and believing in yourself, believing you can have what your soul truly wants, what would be truly satisfying for you. So now let's look at the upcoming eclipses. October 14th, we have an annular solar eclipse in Libra at 21 degrees. Libra is about harmony, beauty, connected, mutually reciprocal, loving partnerships. It's a partnership energy. It's where we want give and take, equal. There's an equality here. There's a standard of reciprocity. This eclipse is the second of 6 eclipses that we're going to have on the Aries-Libra axis between now and March of 2025. Who will most feel this eclipse? Those of you who have planets or points between 16 and 26 degrees of Libra or the other cardinal signs of Aries, Cancer, or Capricorn. You will feel this eclipse more personally, more intensely, but we all have 21 degrees of Libra somewhere in our natal astrology charts. So we're all going to feel this energy. Now, because this is a South Node eclipse, and the South Node is where we are releasing, letting go of something. It could be a behavior pattern. It could be an actual relationship. It could be a way of being. Whatever that is for you, we are releasing what we call the shadow side of Libra energy, which is people pleasing. It's being overly compromising, complacency for some of us. It's where we want harmony at the expense of our own authenticity, our own freedom, and our own fulfillment. Now, I'm going to get much more into the aspects for this eclipse when I do separate videos on each of the eclipses, but I'll tell you briefly now that we're going to have a beautiful sextile to Neptune, so we're going to feel highly, highly sensitive during this eclipse. We're going to probably feel very compassionate to others, but we're going to be balancing that very loving, unconditionally loving energy with our need for healthy boundaries. There's also an aspect that makes me think we may have some breakups and makeups during this time, but I'll say more about that when I do a separate video on this eclipse for you. Now, 2 weeks later, we're going to have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is October 28th, and this is going to be a partial lunar eclipse at 5 degrees of Taurus. This is the 7th and last eclipse on the Taurus-Scorpio axis that we have had since 2021. This is the axis of security, stability, maintaining things as they are. We're not going to have another eclipse on this Taurus-Scorpio axis until 2031. So we're closing out this energy. But what's interesting to me about this eclipse is that even though it's the last in a line of 7 eclipses that we've had since 2021 on the security, stability axis of the zodiac, even though it's the last one and we're closing out this energy, it's still a North Node eclipse. And North Node eclipses are about going forward. They're about destiny. They're about seeing something that we didn't see before that launches us forward in our soul's path. And the reason this is a North Node eclipse is because it's 11 degrees away from the North Node in Aries at 24 degrees. So this is still a new beginnings eclipse, even though it's a lunar eclipse, which is often about endings and closing something out. It's very likely going to be a culmination, a fruition, a manifestation for us, a manifestation because it is the last one on the Taurus-Scorpio axis. And because it's a North Node eclipse, I think many of us are going to see a culmination from this eclipse that began with a heart's desire that we seeded during the spring eclipses, the April-May eclipses. So who will most feel this eclipse in Taurus at 5 degrees? Those of you who have planets or points between 0 and 10 degrees, 0 and 10 degrees of the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo, you will feel this eclipse most personally, most intensely. But we all have 5 degrees of Taurus somewhere in our natal chart, so we're all going to feel this eclipse on some level. Now, during this eclipse, the moon will be in Taurus and the sun will be in Scorpio. So we're going to be balancing Taurus energies, which is all about self-reliance, material security. I'm building something for myself that I can stand on, that I can say, I did it. This is possessions and values and our sense of deserving, our sense of worthiness. This is a lot, Taurus energy, about what we know we deserve, a lot about self-esteem and self-love. We're balancing all of that, which is the I part of this, with the we part, which is Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is where we share material resources, time, energy, money, and other emotional resources as well, where we share that with significant partners in our lives, or with clients, or with adult children, for example. So we're balancing these energies. We're trying to strike a balance. On this material level, this is about security and stability, but it's about the good life. It's about a life upgrade, whatever that means for you. It's about us getting our material needs met, and our needs met for intimate romantic partnerships as well. The moon in Taurus is going to oppose Mars and Mercury in Scorpio. So I think there will be some emotional endings for us, but I also think there will be some wonderful manifestations. We're going to get a trine from this eclipse to Saturn at 0 degrees of Pisces. Saturn's retrograde at 0 degrees of Pisces, but we're going to have a trine here. 0 degrees is brand new beginnings amplified. Saturn is a solid, sustainable foundation, something long lasting that we can depend on, that will really be supportive of us. So this could be a new dynamic, a new emotional dynamic, a new pattern that we have come to, that we have mastered as a result of the work we've done since the eclipses of the springtime, where we now can say, I trust myself, where we now can say, I'm not settling for that, where we would have before said yes to the crumbs instead of the whole cookie. And we're like, no, forget that. No more crumbs. I want the full 3-layer cake now. Yes, I love food metaphors. I'm Cancer rising, Cancer moon. It's all about the food. Okay, my friends, so let's do the 12 sign readings now. Listen to your rising sign. Your rising sign is the area of life in which these eclipses are happening for you. Based on the whole sign houses, you can also listen to the readings for your moon sign and your sun sign for further intuitive messages, as I will be drawing a card, an oracle card, for each of the 12 signs. Keep in mind that these readings are for the eclipse overview, eclipse season overview. When we get closer to the eclipses, I will do individual videos as well as individual readings for each of the 12 signs on those eclipses. Okay, since our first eclipse, our new moon solar eclipse, is in Libra, we're going to start with Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. Libra, you are having a new moon solar eclipse in your first house. This is a really big deal for you, Libra. The first house is the house of identity. It's the house of your appearance. It's your vitality. It's how you see yourself. It's how you want to be perceived by others. It's the roles you play both personally and professionally. It sometimes has to do with our health because it's connected with vitality. So during a first house eclipse, you are being catapulted to something new, to a new sense of yourself. So this is a big deal. This is your I am. If I said I am, how would you fill in the blank for you, beautiful Libra? How do you want to, what's the emotion or quality that you want to experience going forward? This is your assignment, beautiful Libra. Now, where you're going to have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus is your 8th house. So this is a transformational house. This is the house of death and rebirth. This is taxes. This is taboos, the things we don't often talk about unless it's a very close, trusted person that we're talking with. The 8th house is also the house of investments. It's other people's money. It's shared resources in partnership. So it's a partnership and a money house. So this is where we rise from the ashes to be the phoenix, where we are liberating ourselves. We're shedding a skin. So this is going to be quite a growthful full moon lunar eclipse for you in Taurus, beautiful Libra. Now I'm going to shuffle the cards for you and I'm going to pull a card for you. And this card is going to be for eclipse season, overview eclipse season. And remember that the eclipses that we had in the spring that I spoke about earlier in the video, in April and May be culminating around this October eclipse time as well. You may see a manifestation. You may see something come to fruition for you that came from the seeds you planted around that Aries solar eclipse in late April. Okay, Libra. Beautiful Libra. Your card is for eclipse season 2023 October, the Broken Arrow card. And this card says, embrace the energy of peace. What this card is about wholeness. This card is about not needing to self-protect anymore. It's about in the past where we needed to have a shield like this. We needed to put up a wall to protect ourselves physically, mentally, or emotionally. We no longer need that. So this is a card of growth. This is a card of validating your growth. It's a card that says that arrow, that need to protect yourself, you've done the work, Libra. You've done the work. You no longer need to put up a wall. Healthy boundaries, yes, but not a wall that closes you off from deep love, deep passion, deep intimacy. You no longer need that. You can let those walls melt away if you haven't already and embrace your what you deserve most. And that Taurus energy, as I spoke about earlier in the video, is a lot about knowing what we're worthy of. It's a lot about knowing what we deserve. So I think that eclipse especially is going to be quite the 8th house eclipse for you, and Taurus is going to be quite growthful for you. And hopefully you'll also receive a beautiful manifestation, beautiful Libra. Okay, Virgo. Hello, beautiful Virgos. Virgo, you are having the first eclipse, which is the new moon solar eclipse in Libra, in your 2nd house of earned income. This is the money you make. This is also your values, what's most important to you now. It is your self-esteem, your self-love. It's what you feel deserving of, what you feel worthy of. And what's really interesting is that that is where you're planting seeds in this new moon time. And some people say eclipses are not a time to do any manifesting, not a time to plant seeds. I believe that solar eclipses can be the energy is so amplified that that is a time that I would allow yourself to do manifesting if you want. Yes, they can be faded. Yes, they can be no matter what we do, we're going to experience what we experience. That is true. But solar eclipses are when there's a lot of energy that can really help you to get at least very clear on what your heart deeply desires. And that's important. Now, where you're having the full moon lunar eclipse, Virgo, is in your 9th house of spirituality, your 9th house of expansion, new horizons, where we learn new things. We go back to school, the house of higher learning. It's the house of freedom. It's the house of adventure, where we're really seeing life through new eyes. Sometimes we publish new things. It's the house of publishing as well. It's the house of expressing from a higher vibration, a higher vantage point. It's also the house of second marriages. So something could come to fruition for you here, Virgo. And because this is a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, it is also about deserving and worthiness. So that's a real theme for Virgos during this eclipse season. Now, I'm shuffling the cards for you, Virgo, and we're going to pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say for Virgos for eclipse season, October 2023. And your card, Virgo, is the Lord. Take charge with authority. This is a card of power. This is a card that says, and it's very much of an Aries card, which I love. You can see the rams on either side, which is the archetype of Aries. And so, the Taurus eclipse is a north node eclipse. That is the one that is connected to the Aries north node, which is about, yes, taking charge, claiming your own authority, claiming yourself as the one who knows what's best for you, Virgo, the one who knows your truth, the one who knows what you need, what you most desire, and giving yourself permission to go after it, not looking around at everyone else to validate what you know you want and need in your heart, listening to the voice of your soul. Beautiful Virgo. Okay, Leo. Hello, beautiful Leo. Leo, you are going to experience the new moon solar eclipse in Libra in your 3rd house, of mindset, communication, new beginnings in terms of thought patterns and stories that you tell about your life. This is very much a house of networking, local networking. These are the conversations you have on a daily basis. These are your emails. They're your speaking, if you do speaking, to crowds, for example. But it's also any sort of writing that you do. It's about communication. It's also your devices. It's your electronics. It's your vehicle. It is your cousins, your relationships with your cousins, your siblings, your uncles and your aunts. It's your relationships with your neighbors and your landlords, or the people that give you a mortgage on your home. It's all of these people that we're dealing with on a regular basis, where you work out, where you do your shopping, and so forth. So this is a very active eclipse for you. It's quite a busy time usually when we have a lunation in the 3rd house, and it's an eclipse. So it's going to probably feel You might feel quite electrified during this Libra eclipse, but this is where you're going to have a new beginning. This is where you might get that bright idea. This is where you might realize something about yourself regarding relationships, because Libra eclipses, as I spoke about in the introduction to this video, they are about relationships where we have mutual give and take in our partnerships. Now, Leo, where you're going to have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus is your 10th house of career. So when we have a full moon lunar eclipse, something manifests, something completes. There's a graduation feeling, a culmination, a fruition, or an ending. So you could change careers during this time. You could start a new business. You could leave a job. You could say, no more am I ever going to do this. You fill in the blank. From now on, I'm doing this. You could retire, some of you. You could decide to semi-retire. This is the house of fulfillment, of vocation. It's not your daily work, although it can be your daily work, but it's more about what you're passionate about, what you do that lights you up. It is your, I'm thinking of the coming alive quote from Howard Thurman. Don't ask what the world needs, ask what brings you alive, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So this is the house of fully coming alive. This is where you're having a lunar eclipse. This is where you could see a beautiful manifestation or shift in your own fulfillment and satisfaction. So beautiful Leo. I'm going to shuffle the cards for you now. And we're going to see, this card reading is for overview of eclipse season. As I said, I'll do individual videos for each eclipse and individual readings for each eclipse. But for now, we're doing an overview of eclipse season for everyone. So for Leos, what is your message, Leos, for eclipse season, October 2023? Leo. And your card is, ooh, it's going to be like springtime happening. It's going to be like a new day. It's going to be like you feeling invigorated and enlivened, and you're leaping around. There's a new bounce in your step. Something is coming to manifestation for you. Something is coming to fruition for you. Do you feel this coming, Leo? Do you feel it? I mean, we had a big Leo season. We had Venus is still in Leo as I'm recording this, but I mean, when we do this eclipse, when we have this eclipse season, when we do it, that will be over and you will have a new sense of what your heart most wants, beautiful Leo. So you will then be able to leap forward. This may be a quantum leap for you, this eclipse season. Eclipses can bring quantum leaps in consciousness and in our physical reality when we say yes to what our heart wants most. Beautiful Leo. Okay, Cancers. Hello, beautiful Cancers. I have my moon and my rising in Cancer. So Cancers, you are going to have the new moon solar eclipse in Libra in your 4th house of home, family, and childhood conditioning. Cancer rules the 4th house traditionally. This is also considered the house of the mother. So for you, this new moon solar eclipse could bring something to light, something that was hidden comes forward for you that has to do with these areas of emotional security within the home and the family. Where you're going to have your full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus is the 11th house of friendships, of allies, of supportive others, communities, causes, humanitarian endeavors. The 11th house is also social media platforms. It's where you put yourself out into the world, where you gather your supporters if you have an active social media platform from which you gain support. Ultimately, this is all about support. So Cancers, with a lunar eclipse here, you might have a manifestation for yourself in these areas of friendships. This could be a new friendship. This could be a new social media platform. This could be something really expanding and taking off for you, or you could cut something out. You could close it out. With eclipses, whether they're solar or lunar, it can be either. We can start something new, we can see something come to manifestation, or there can be an ending and we can cut something out. Something is eclipsed out of our lives during an eclipse, and that is different for everyone. It can be the way you saw something is eclipsed out, the way you did your life, the way you went about doing something, a pattern is eclipsed out, or an actual physical thing, relationship, job, and so forth is eclipsed out. It's different for everyone. But for sure, you know that there's something that is either going to be eclipsed out or coming to fulfillment and fruition for you in your 11th house, Cancer, of friendships and communities. So I'm shuffling the cards and let us see, beautiful Cancer, where you are going to, well, this is a card reading on the overview of the eclipse season. So let's see what the cards have to say for your eclipse season overview. And there's one poking out that feels like it's saying, choose me, so I'm doing it. And it's Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. So this is such a primal card. This card reminds me of the North Node in Aries. Now remember, as I said earlier in the video, this eclipse in Taurus, this full moon lunar eclipse, something coming to culmination, this is conjunct, this eclipse, conjunct the North Node in Aries. This is a destiny-driven eclipse. Now we have this card that reminds me of Aries energy, the Hunter, which is about really getting honest with yourself, Cancer, about what you fiercely protect in your life, what you are afraid of, and what you desire, and not holding back. You can see he has a bow and arrow. It's letting that arrow, like choosing a trajectory for that arrow, letting it go, letting it land on the thing you most want, and not holding back from what you know you most need, beautiful Cancer. So if this resonates for you, let me know, leave me a comment. I would love to hear. Okay, Geminis. Hello, beautiful Gemini. My sun is in Gemini. So Geminis, you are going to first experience the new moon solar eclipse in Libra, which is a fellow air sign, so there's positive flow between this eclipse and you. You're first going to experience that in your 5th house. Your 5th house is true love and romance, children, creativity, the inner child. This is where we have these sparks of inspiration, aliveness. This is where we give ourselves freedom to play, freedom to do things outside the lines. This is where we are letting our true colors shine. It's the house of creative expression. With a new moon solar eclipse here in Libra, this is also about relationships. So very well thing for you, Gemini. Things could come up around romantic partnerships or around relationships with children. And any of the other things too, because we have creative children too, right? Our books and our plays and our sketches and our, I'm trying to think of something that isn't along those same lines, you know, whatever you do, maybe you design cars, maybe you are a financial planner, maybe whatever it is, there's creativity in everything that we do, and everything that we do that comes from the heart, there's creativity there. So that's where you're having the new moon solar eclipse, and then you're having the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus in your 12th house of retreat, rejuvenation, the other realms. The 12th house is the house of the mystic, where we have our divine connection. It's the house of dreams. I would be surprised, Gemini, if you don't have some deep moving dreams during that second eclipse, that full moon lunar eclipse. This is where you're going to have a culmination, a manifestation, something coming to light, something you didn't see before. A truth becomes illuminated during this eclipse, and you may have a manifestation here as well. So a 12th house manifestation could be something to do with the other realms. It could be a lucid dream. It could be something that really elevates your consciousness, where you really realize on a visceral level, because of an out-of-body experience, for example, that you have in a dream or through astral travel or so on. I once had an astral travel kind of experience when I was awake, but I was like falling asleep for a nap, and I was just about asleep, and all of a sudden, this TV screen came on, and I was like catapulted into flying over other lands that I had never seen before. And I was completely conscious of it happening. It was out of this world, wild and crazy. And I came out of it just aglow with, oh my gosh, there's so much more than I thought there was. And I tell that story in my book in more detail, my book, The Magic of Saying Yes. But I bring it up now because it's coming to me. And you could have something like that happen where you're then, it's life-changing. It's completely life-changing. So, and that's what eclipses can bring, life-changing experiences. Of course, this will depend on if you have planets or points in the 12th house or other places that are aspecting your 12th house planets. And that's where a personal reading can be quite illuminating as well. So I've been shuffling the cards, Gemini. Let's see what the cards have to say for Geminis for eclipse season, October 2023. And your card, Gemini, is, ooh, the wise one. There is growth within your current situation. This is a card acknowledging your wisdom. This is a card acknowledging how much you've grown and evolved, beautiful Gemini. There's also saying for some of you who may want to end a relationship during this time, but maybe you're on the fence, maybe you're not sure. Or end a relationship to a job. We're in relationship to everything, right? End a relationship to an investment that you have. It could be anything. This is often when we do cut ties to something or someone. And this may be saying it's not time yet to cut ties. First, it's time to see how much you can grow within the current situation rather than cutting ties to it, rather than letting it go, rather than throwing the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. Look deeper within you. Look deeper within you and try to make the shifts within yourself first. And you can call on the owl and the raven as well as your spiritual helpers. Beautiful Gemini, leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you. I'd love to hear. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. You are having the first eclipse, which is the new moon solar eclipse in Libra in your 6th house. Your 6th house is your daily work. It's your job if you have a job. It is your health. It's your health routines. It's the nutrition that you take into your body. It's the house of wellness. It's your schedules and everything we do, how much flexibility you have or how little flexibility you have, how much freedom you have in your life. It's what we do day in and day out. It's the house of routine, repetition, daily, everything, errands and so forth. So this is how you create the structure of your life. And with an eclipse here, something is changing, something is shifting. It's a solar eclipse, so it's about new beginnings. It's about you deciding that you want things to look different for yourself or how you want them to look different. It's in Libra, so it may very well have to do with relationships, with partnerships, with equal give and take, with harmony and the flow of ease between you and those who are important to you in your life. Now, where you're having the full moon lunar eclipse in your sign, Taurus, in your sign, this is a big one, is in your 1st house. Now, having a lunar eclipse in your 1st house can be quite life-changing. It can be catalytic. It can be where you change something big. You change a role personally or professionally. You get a new job, you leave a job, you start a business, you close out a business, you get married, you have a baby. It's that kind of a thing. Eclipses in the 1st house are all about our identity, how we see ourselves, how other people see us, what we call ourselves, our status. So status in relationships, status in work, status in health, and so on. It can affect your health because it's also the house of vitality. So sometimes health stuff comes up here, including healings. And this is a time when you're going to see a lot of most likely growth and change, fulfillment or manifestation, something ending, something beginning, something finally coming to fruition, a hope, wish, or dream for you possibly finally happening that you've been working toward for a long time, Taurus. I know it hasn't been easy for you. You had Uranus in your sign. Uranus is still in your sign. Uranus is about to go retrograde when I am filming this video. So hopefully you'll get some relief when it goes inward. It's not always the case, but hopefully that's true for you. But as we fast forward to eclipse season, this is a time of, I'm hearing as I speak to you, crowning glory. This eclipse could feel like crowning glory for you. Wouldn't that be beautiful, Taurus? For some of you, that will be true because that just came into my mind and I fully trust that, having my Mercury in the 12th house. Okay, Taurus, I was shuffling for you. Let me shuffle one more time and then we're gonna pull a card for you. Beautiful Taurus. Okay. What is your card? This is for overview of eclipse season for you guys. I will do separate videos on each eclipse when we get closer. Your card is Father Sky, trust in the unknown. Okay, so in this card, this is, wow, there's lightning in this card, so Uranian the lightning. There's an eagle. There's a wise sage here. He has grown. He has graduated to the level of sage because of what he's gone through. So this card is acknowledging what you've gone through. This is acknowledging your growth. It's saying, trust now. You've been through it. You've been through so much instability, so much shaking up of your life. Many of you have had an earthquake happen in your life. And now all of those things you've learned, Taurus, that you can survive and even thrive. Maybe the thriving isn't happening quite yet, but you have learned you can at least survive and survive well through all of the adversity of uncertainty. You can do it. And now is your time to say, I am the sage. I have risen. I have moved through adversity. And now I can talk about it. Now I can share about it. Now I can help others going through adversity. And with this eagle, you know, the eagle is at the top of the mountain. The eagle is the elevated one, Father Sky. Look to Father Sky if you have questions, and know that you are protected, you are guarded, you are guided. You are not alone, beautiful Taurus. Time for your crowning glory. Leave me a comment and let me know if this resonates for you. Okay, Aries. Hello, beautiful Aries. Aries, you now have the North Node in your sign. That's truly exciting. Yes, it will stretch you. Yes, you'll feel like you're reaching, but it's also going to grow you and expand you, and it's just going to be a very growthful time for you, Aries. And as I spoke about earlier in the video, in my video on the North Node changing into your sign, this is a time when you are driven to succeed. This North Node in Aries is activated now. It's activated during this full moon lunar eclipse, which I'm going to speak about in a moment. But first we have in your 7th house, and now there are sirens going on in the background, which I say this is going to be quite a time of fiery energy for you, Aries. So we have the full moon, we have the new moon solar eclipse in Libra happening first in your 7th house of partnerships. A solar eclipse in Libra is you getting very clear on what you need to have fulfilling partnerships, equal give and take. You have their back, they have your back. There's trust, there's reciprocity, there's equal sharing, intimacy. It's fulfilling, it's satisfying. Aries, this is what you want. You will be planting seeds during this time, or something will come to light that will help you to move forward on that path, that will help you to receive what you most want to receive. Then you're going to have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus in your 2nd house of earned income. This is a house of where we get promoted. It's a house where we're very focused on how much money do we have? Do we have the possessions that we want and desire? Do we feel deserving and worthy of what we desire? This is the house of, you know, wealth that comes from our own earnings, our own efforts, but it's also the house of self-love and self-esteem, and where we often feel a self-esteem to the level of where we're satisfied with our income. Also what you value now, what you value most now. So with a full moon lunar eclipse here, something could be coming to fruition in this area. You can be catapulted forward by new money coming in. You can be catapulted forward by an aha moment, an epiphany of what you need to earn now to be happy. Something could get eclipsed out of your life. You could have a job eclipsed out of your life that's no longer appropriate for you, that doesn't match your current vibration. You could have a new business idea or a new job idea or a new value. You could be catapulted forward by a new sense of what you know you're worth. It's the house of worthiness. So let's pull a card for eclipse season. This is for both eclipses to get an overview. They do work hand in hand. They do work together. They are 2 weeks apart. Let's get a card for you that gives us a message for you for eclipse season, beautiful Aries. Aries, your card is the Eagle. See from a higher perspective. I love this. Have the eagle eye. Have the higher perspective. Fly above your life. You're going to get a new vantage point. The eagle is what I consider to be the highest of the spiritual animal realm, in the sense of, I don't mean like to say high or low. It's not about status, obviously. This is spirituality. It's more about you having the wisdom, the ability to transcend anything and see the truth based on this higher, more elevated vantage point. This is also a card of ascension. And this is saying that you may have a moment during eclipse season where you're flying above your life. Maybe something does snag you. Maybe there is a jarring moment that then awakens you. The eagle is awakened. It awakens you to the truth of who you are and to your power. So this is a card about new power, new reclaimed power. Beautiful Aries, and this tells me that you are really going to have some sort of awakening or some sort of illumination that's going to catapult you forward to more fulfillment and satisfaction. Leave me a comment, Aries. Let me know if this resonates for you. I would love to hear. Okay, Pisces. Hello, beautiful Pisces. Pisces, you are going to first have the new moon solar eclipse in Libra in your 8th house of transformation, your house of death and rebirth. This is the house where we are dealing with money from others. This is where we've got shared resources. It's the house of investments, of inheritances, money coming in. It can be money going out as well. This is the house where we are, it's about deep emotional intimacy and shared time, money, and stuff with others, basically. So this is where you're getting seeds or illuminations or truths coming to light about what you most want when it comes to partnership or money with others. It's also your own transformation that you could be going through. It could become that you're coming out of a dark night of the soul. It is about relationships because it's in Libra. So this is about give and take. This is about healthy or unhealthy patterns. This is you releasing a pattern very possibly that hasn't been good for you, where you've been dependent or what we call codependent on something or someone that hasn't felt empowering to you. And you are now rising out of that, rising from the ashes to the status of the Phoenix, beautiful Pisces, to claim your freedom, your ultimate freedom and liberation. Pisces, you are then going to have the lunar eclipse in Taurus in your 3rd house of everyday environment, your 3rd house of your local surroundings. It's also your mindset, communication, emails, writing, everything, all communication, verbal and written, relationships with neighbors, siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins, landlords, mortgage companies, anyone that you would perceive as having power over you in terms of your immediate surroundings. So this is also the house of local networking and your devices and your vehicles and so on. Short trips, all of that. It's a lot of stuff. It's a busy, busy house to have an eclipse in. In Taurus, this is about deserving and worthiness and our material world. This is where you may have a manifestation, something coming to culmination, what feels like a graduation. It really, as I spoke about in the first part of this video, which I encourage everyone to watch because it is like part 1 of your reading. As I spoke about there, this lunar eclipse to me, because it's making an aspect to Saturn, it feels to me foundational. It feels to me like this may be a really beautiful manifestation. So I hope that that's what it is for you, Pisces. I'm shuffling the cards for you. And now I'm going to pull a card for you. Ah, beautiful Pisces. What do the cards have to say? Okay, for you. Ooh, the moon card. Pisces in the tarot, the moon card is your card also. This says, take note of intuitive messages. Pisces, you're going to receive a really important message during this eclipse season. A really important message. You are so psychic. You already are so connected to the divine realms. Something is going to come through for you intuitively that changes things for you. It could be life-changing for you. It could be life-shifting for you. It could be something that illuminates a knowing, something you didn't see before, but that is freeing to you. It's liberating. It allows you to make a new choice that is a better choice, that's more empowering for you. I feel this is going to be quite empowering for you. And for those of you who don't already follow the moon cycles intimately, like daily or even like a couple times a week, looking at where the moon is, this could be a message to you as well to start doing that, to really see your manifestation cycles and how you begin with that dark moon, the new moon, and then you see things come to fruition at the full moon. That's a message for some of you. A lot of you probably already do that. But overall, Pisces, this is a time of you, I feel, really coming into your own, really coming into your power, really coming into a sense of wholeness. So beautiful, Pisces. Leave me a comment and let me know if this resonates for you. I would love to hear. Okay, Aquarius. Hello, beautiful Aquarius. Aquarius, this is your eclipse season overview reading, and you are going to have a new moon solar eclipse in Libra, fellow air sign. That's a trine. That's ease and grace energy flowing between you. You are going to have this in your 9th house, Aquarius. Your 9th house is the house of expansion. It's spiritual beliefs. It's spirituality in general. It's where we rise and see things from a higher viewpoint. It is taking on new coursework for some of you, higher learning, some of you getting a PhD, others of you doing like a course in metaphysics in one of the modalities. It is also adventure, long distance travel. This is other cultures. This is learning new languages. Again, you're expanding on any level. You're seeing new scenery. It's the house of new vistas. I call it the road trip house because it's where you are coming over a new vista and you're seeing something you never saw before, and it's awakening. It awakens you. It's the house of awakening. So this is where new things are coming to light for you, where you could see a new manifestation, where you're planting seeds. And this is in the realm of relationships because it is Libra energy. So this could be taking a trip with someone, taking a course with someone, or it could be where you go meet somebody when you're doing one of those things that you're meant, like going to a yoga retreat or going to an astrology venue, something where you're, a meetup group for people who love astrology, for example. And then you're going to have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus in your 4th house of home, family, and childhood conditioning. So this house is where something is really shifting, culminating, manifesting in the realm of home and family. This could be a new addition to your family. This could be a new home. This could be remodeling a home, beautifying a home. This could be stepping up. It is Taurus after all, where we do want a life upgrade. This could be you finally realizing you are worthy of and deserving something different. Maybe you've been putting it off. Maybe you haven't said yes to a new house. Some of you are moving. This could definitely be a move, no question. But if you haven't done it yet and you wanted to do it, this is very likely when that will happen. It will come to fruition for you. Okay. Now I'm going to pull a card for Aquarians, Aquarius. And your eclipse season October 2023 card is, Guardian Angel. You are not alone, Aquarius. Call on your guardian angel. This is a very elevated metaphysical card. Do you see the eye, the sun, and the moon? And then there's this feather that reminds you, call on your ancestors, call on your guides. Know that you're not alone. Know that the universe is supporting you. And I love that there is the sun and the moon across from each other, which is a full moon configuration. That is the Taurus eclipse. And what's coming to me now is that Taurus and Aquarius, there's a square energy here. So you may feel some tension. You may feel some inner conflict that's coming to you where you're going to have to decide which way to go. This could be a crossroads energy for you. And that is where perhaps this card is saying, call on your guides, call on your guardian angel. Remember, you're not alone. There's support for you. There are messages that you can receive. Beautiful Aquarius, when you ask and you shall receive. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you. Okay, Capricorns. Hello, beautiful Capricorn. Capricorn, you are having the new moon solar eclipse in Libra in your 10th house of career. Some of you Capricorn risings, because this is based on your rising sign, it's based on the whole sign houses. Some of you are ready for a new career. Some of you are very much ready for something to shift, more support. This is in Libra after all, which is about relationships. It is about beauty. It's about harmony. It's about ease and grace. Some of you now are going to say, I need to change something about my home, my career situation. They're on the same axis, career and home. Okay, home, family, career, they're on the same axis. So with a new moon solar eclipse in Libra in your 10th house of career, this could affect your family home situation as well. This could be a move for you, or it could be a house move or a career move. In any case, you're probably really deliberating and on your career and job, vocation, and so forth, passion. And something is coming to me. I'm feeling a stickiness in my throat. It could be me, or it could be the throat chakra. It could be something that you need to say. The John Mayer song, say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. I love that song because it's those words over and over, and yet the tune of it is so deeply moving. So some of you need to have a conversation with a supervisor, with the head of the company, with your business partner. And that is going to be liberating and freeing and perhaps create a shift that's been a long time coming for you. Now, where you're having the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is an fellow earth sign, which makes a trine to your energy, ease and flow and grace, that is in your 5th house of creativity, children, full out creative expression, the inner child, giving your inner child free rein to inspire you, giving yourself a permission slip to be you fully, Capricorn, to let loose, to get messy, make mistakes. I keep quoting Ms. Frizzle because it keeps coming to me, the Magic School Bus teacher. That's 5th house. It's also true love and romance. So for those of you who have an existing relationship through which the romance has fizzled, or those of you who don't have one, who want a romantic relationship, this could come to fruition for you with this Taurus lunar eclipse. This is a graduation, culmination, manifestation, or an ending. It can be any of those things with the full moon lunar eclipse. Regardless, it will be something coming to light. It will be something showing up in terms of an epiphany or an illumination that you have not seen before, beautiful Capricorn. Now, let's pull a card for you, Capricorns. For eclipse season, Capricorn. And your card is, this is my favorite card in the tarot. This is an oracle card deck, but it is the sun. It's the sun. I love the sun card so much. And it says, enjoy success and happiness. Wow. I would be so happy if I got this card for eclipse season. The sun is coming out for you, Capricorn. There's not much more I need to say about this except that success, happiness, fulfillment is yours during this eclipse season. Claim it. Put a sun emoji down in the comments below. Put a sun there. Put 3 suns. Say, I claim this reading, and it is yours. Beautiful reading. Okay, Sagittarius. Hello, beautiful Sag. You, Sagittarius, are having the new moon solar eclipse. My words are getting jumbled in my mouth. The new moon solar eclipse in Libra, Sag, which makes a sextile to your energy. This is a new opportunity. This is a solution that you didn't have before. This is positive energy flow. You are having this in your 11th house of friendships, allies, supporters, social media platforms. This is the big world of networking. This is quite a public house. This is where we are out in the world, putting ourselves out, as we say, into the world and showing our stuff, strutting our stuff to others. So it's also the house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, and the house of long-term gains. It's also considered a money house. So this is where there's a new light being shown, new beginnings. This is like solar eclipses to me are like the sun rising, the new dawn, the new beginnings. Any of these areas you could have a new beginning. You could become more popular, Sag. You could bring yourself out into the world in a new way. This is really in a way that the house of like coming out there, getting recognition, receiving. I call it the house of receiving, being hopes, wishes, and dreams. So this is where you may be planting new seeds, or where you may be getting new ideas, or finally saying yes to something. And because this is Libra energy, this is around relationships, this is around harmony, balance, and beauty, and having that equal reciprocity, mutually loving give and take in your relationships, partnerships specifically. So, Sag, that's the first eclipse. The second eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse for you, is in Taurus, and that's in your 6th house of daily work, health, your everyday comings and goings, your habits. It's the house of habits, the house of wellness. So it is to do with health, but it's also to do with your work and your schedules and flexibility and freedom and so on in a very real world way, Sag. This is where something's coming to culmination, to fruition, where you're having perhaps a life-changing event or meeting, encounter with someone that changes everything for you. Now, I'm excited for this for my daughter, who's a Sag rising, who I hope is going to get a new job. She's ready for one. And so for some of you, you could be getting a new job. It's the 6th house of work. You could be getting something that's more fulfilling for you, better paying, that just makes you downright happier, Sag. I hope that is true for you, for those of you who want a new job, for those of you who want to be healthier, you want a new health routine, you want a shift in something that you do that has been not good for you. So this really is about improving your life. It's also the house of pets, the 6th house. So something good with a pet. Some of you could get a new pet, or a pet turns a corner and recovers from something. Okay, so Sag, let's pull a card for you. Sagittarius, your card is the Warrior. This says, be fearless and stand strong. Sag, what do you need to be fearless about? What are you standing strong about? This is the heart card. This is your heart getting activated and you standing up for you. Just like the mother bear is protective of its cubs, this is saying you be protective of you. You stay the course on anything that you're fighting. So warrior card, the North Node is in Aries. That's a warrior energy. There may be something that you're needing to fight for. For some of you, it might be a raise. You want a promotion. You want more money. You might need to fight for it. It's about deserving and worthiness in Taurus energy. Whatever it is, stand strong. Don't give up. You can do it. You've got this, beautiful Sag. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you. Okay, Scorpio. Hello, beautiful Scorpios. Scorpio. In your 12th house of retreat, rejuvenation, the house of the mystic, the other realms, the ethereal house, this is where you're having the first eclipse, the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. So this is where you may be envisioning, fantasizing, and creating a vision for what you want in the realm of relationships or in the realm of your own mystical life, your own. We can get so much satisfaction and richness and sense of creativity and fertility from our ability to travel in the other realms, one foot in this physical world, one foot in the other world. It can really help us, especially when we're going through spiritual awakening or if we're going through a dark night of the soul. But this is where you're going to get your divine guidance during this new moon eclipse in Libra. It's going to come through your spiritual guides. It's going to come through your angels. It's going to come from ancestors. Some of you may even do some ancestral healing. Some of you may ascend to the next level of your soul's journey, the next vibration, as we say, at the new timeline. But this is where you are. There's a desire here in this 12th house arena, and this could come through dreams, sleeping dreams. It can come through daydreams. It can come through any kind of astral travel, lucid dreaming, and so forth. This can come through automatic writing. And some of you, this can be mediumistic work where you are speaking with those who have crossed over and are on the other side. So that's the new moon. That's the day is dawning. The sun is coming out, the new sunrise eclipse for you. The second eclipse is the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, and that's in your 7th house of partnerships. Some of you will end a relationship during this time. Others of you will start a relationship. Some of you may propose to someone or be proposed to. This is really going to be an eclipse of makeups, breakups, or creating new bonds. for all of you. You're probably really going to feel this, and this is about you knowing that you're worthy and deserving of what you most desire. That's Taurian energy. That's a life upgrade. You may say, I'm upgrading my life. I'm getting a new business partner. I'm upgrading my life. I'm getting married. I'm upgrading my life. I am choosing to live someplace where I think I can attract a new partner. I mean, it could be anything, any big change, but this probably is for you a manifestation and partnership, something, a graduation, a culmination, or an ending, an outright ending that then frees you and liberates you, opens you up for a brand new beginning in the realm of mutually reciprocal, loving relationships. Beautiful Scorpio. So now let's see what the cards have to say for you for eclipse season, October 2023, Scorpio. And Scorpio, your card is the Animal Guardian. Trust your instincts. This is a card of trust. This is a card of wisdom. She is saying, you know exactly what you need to do. Beautiful Scorpio, you know it. I love that she's holding this deer. The deer keeps coming up. You may have seen my community posts. I've done 2 on the deer so far because I've had this deer family that's come to visit me in my Airbnb yard. So I love the deer's gentleness, its beauty, its sweetness, its innocence. It's remembering your own sweetness and innocence. There are so many different animals in this card. This could be about you tuning into the animals, you tuning into your own animal totem, but also it's very much about trusting your instincts, self-trust. Scorpio, we had the full moon lunar eclipse in your sign in May, and now we're going to have this one in Taurus, which is going to be very crystallizing for you. I think it's going to be quite catapulting for you. I think it is definitely going to bring something to fruition for you that is going to, I'm getting the words like, I want to make sure you understand this from how I'm meaning it to come out, which is it blows you out of the water, but in a good way, in a kind of like when you've been submerged and you haven't seen something, and all of a sudden you're like, whoo, the light bulb goes on so big that you come catapulting out of the water and you see the sunlight and you see the truth, and I see the light. It's like, I was blind, but now I see. That's what I'm getting for you, beautiful Scorpio. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you. I feel like this is going to be big for you. It's going to be beautiful for you. I am going to do separate videos for each of the signs, so be sure when those come out, check those out as well, because I'll be doing individual readings for each of the 12 signs. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you. I'd love to hear. Okay, my beautiful friend, this has been a general reading of eclipse season, an overview. If you would like a personal astrology consultation, if you'd like to know how these eclipses will be activating the planets or points within your natal astrology chart, that's when you really get a clear sense of how can you work with these energies. How are the energies empowering you? What are the current transits, the other planets, the other goings-ons? We have so much happening right now. Nodes having shifted signs. We've got Pluto changing signs in January, going into Aquarius, with Venus culminating its retrograde. The energy is really going to start to move. So I would love to do a chart reading for you. We can do a natal chart reading, we can do a heart's desire reading, or we can do a life purpose reading. Not only will I read for you what jumps out about your natal astrology chart, but I will also be looking at the upcoming transits for you. So if you'd like to know more about my astrology consultations, go to my website, see the testimonials that other clients have left. That'll give you a sense of whether you feel called to work with me. And I also have coaching services, one-off coaching sessions, as well as deep dive soul alchemy coaching for those of you who are ready for a transformation. You're tired of doing it alone. You want a believing mirror. You want a creative champion. You want someone who has your back to partner with. Go check out my coaching services if that calls to you. And as promised, I have a free gift for you. And that free gift is a guided meditation, a soothing meditation that will connect you to your spiritual guidance, to the unconditionally loving direction of the universe. To get that, just go to my website, sign up for my free inspirational astrology updates, and you'll get an instant download of that free guided meditation. Thank you for your likes of this video. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you so much for your comments. Your comments mean the world to me. Thank you for your subscribes. When you subscribe to my channel, you send a message to the algorithm that then puts my videos out to more people who love astrology, and it really helps grow my channel. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm so happy to have you as part of this like-minded community. And thank you to my Sunday chat friends for being here with me. I love communing with you every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Your presence means the world to me. And thank you all for watching, for your time and energy and being here with me, regardless of when you're watching. I'm thrilled to have you as part of our community. So my beautiful friend, I hope you've enjoyed this overview of Eclipse season. I hope this has given you a nugget, some inspiration that can then help you to prepare for eclipse season. And until my next video, my friend, I am sending you all my love.